Well, this is a Marshall 1976. I think it's called a 2100 model, but it's called a lead and bass, and it's a combo. And a friend of mine bought it in a not very good condition, really. So it's got to be looked at a little bit, and we'll go from there. Now, as you can see, I've got the main chassis out on the bench here, and yeah, it's been pretty bad actually. If you have a look at one of those tubes on the screen right now, you can see it's all white across the top, or the top of the tube that is, and there was zero output basically from the amp. I'm not surprised really with tubes like that, but actually the preamp tubes don't look too bad, but the rest of it looks a bit well, cooked. Now what I did do is I put on the bias master. This is a 50 watt amp, and I thought I'd just check the bias. I put another set of tubes in here. Thankfully I didn't leave them in very long, because when I checked the bias on the meter, I had to turn it off rather quick because I think it was on something like 185 milliamps and rising. And you probably see a picture on the screen now. Now the picture of that, yeah, it's a bit shaky, a bit out of focus on the rest of it, because trust me, I turned it off really quick. I didn't want to damage the output transformer. Well, let's hope it's not already damaged, because the guy that bought this, by the way, it was bought at a house auction. The guy that bought it had plugged it in and messed around a little bit, but he's not really a tube guy. He's not really an amp guy either. He's a brilliant musician, but he doesn't want to get inside, you know. Anyway, I looked a bit closer, and yeah, you can probably see on screen now the two bias capacitors that are sitting here, 10 microfarads, 160 volts, of which I've bought some more. Yeah, because those two are responsible for a lot of aggravation. I can see that they've both been leaking out the end. Now there might be a load of other things wrong with this amp. I can't tell, not yet. But I think the first thing to do is to get those capacitors out and bing a couple more in. I'll probably just cut the leads and solder the leads, because I don't really want to take the board out unless I can help it. Anyway, we'll see. So these are the two little culprits here, 10 microfarads, 160 volts, and strangely enough I have a couple of tube amp Doctor, here they are, 10 microfarad. These are 450 volts, but that doesn't really matter. Well, as you can see, I changed a few components on the way. These are 45 years old or more, which is pretty sad. But if you actually look at the end of these as well, these bias caps, well, take a look, and there they are. Yeah, nice, both the same. Well, as you can see down there's one of the three capacitors, and the other ones are up on top, right there. Okay, well, I've done one or two checks and the rest of it, and as you can see there now, we're running at about 37.4 or 0.5 for the biasing. Yeah, they're pretty warm, them are, but they're not the 180 that they were before. I put it down to the two bias capacitors, but the other three main capacitors were ready for the dustbin, so that's out of here. And then you can hear it. Listen. Yeah, there it is running. We've even got channel 2. And of course, when you touch this thing, I mean, these are loud amps. There's no getting away from it. And there you have it, my friends. A Marshall 2200 combo. Two Celestion G12Ms in there from 1976, the originals. It's all there. You've even got the Marshall cover, which at that time appeared to be a green one. Let's put that down there. So what did I do? Well, I cleaned all the connections. I did all the pots, cleaned all them up, sorted all that out. I looked for crazy dry joints and things like that. And when I first got the amp, remember, these were the tubes. I'll show them again on screen if I haven't already, because these are incredible. But one of the things I didn't mention, I don't think I did, is this amp had got a Mullard 12AX7 in position 3, which is now moved to position 1. And 2 or 3 are now Svetlana. Or are they Sovtek? It was one of them. Doesn't really matter. They're both alright because they're originals. Yeah, so we've got a new pair of VL34s in there. It's biased to about 35 milliamps. What else? I changed the large capacitors for F and T's, 50-50. There's 2 small bias caps, electrolytics, which I changed because they'd been leaking all over the place. And apart from that, just generally a bit of a cleanup, and it worked. And I did use the variac, so I was pretty safe all the time, really, which kicks in with a meter at about 80 volts, I think, on this one. But it was all good, and it all seems to work. So all you need to do now is to hear it plugged in and a tone come out of it, which won't be a dynamic tone because I'm not going to plug it in and mic it up and all that. Just plug in so you can hear it work. Just for all them naysayers out there that keep telling me I don't know anything about amps. Oh my God. I failed on one thing, and that's the little red square lamp, because I don't have one. But if my friend wants one of them in, we can do that reasonably quick. Okay, well, it is very loud, remember that. I'm on about half at the moment, and I've got them bridged. So you can get some very nice clean tones, but with plenty of bottom end. I'm going to put a few pictures up at the end now, just to show you some of the things that I saw on my way through this little journey. I hope it's been interesting, because these amps, I think he bought it for about £120 from some auction somewhere. And I checked online and they're fetching at least 2,000 and going up, because it's not a very common amp. Yeah, a lead-in bass amp from 1976. I think it's a 2100, I think, because it doesn't actually say that. I know it's a JMP, which is a bit like that one over there. You can't see it, but yeah, very similar. This has got the older switches than that one. Well, that's it for now. I hope you like this one. I've enjoyed doing this one a little bit. Yeah, it's quite good. So until next time, don't forget to visit TonyMcKenzie.com. Loads of stuff on there. Just updated to nice new servers. And yeah, well, only one thing to say. Get out of here.